Let me tell you something about Cameron Scott and this year's fantasy league. He's terrible! And me being the chosen one that I am, I must eliminate Camo. Welcome to El Boogie and the Bill featuring Camo.
What is good, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new edition of El Boogie and the Bell, and welcome back to a special edition of El Boogie and the Bell. We have our reoccurring guest, Camo here. Camo, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, feeling good. It's a Sunday, football Sunday. You already know how it is. It's been a long day, so I'm excited to get into it.
Absolutely, always a pleasure to have you. Can't forget about the man with the plan, El Boogie. How are we doing today?
Hey man, living lavish as always. Crazy weekend of sports, as my homie Camo just said, man. So I'm ready. Let's go. Fuck! Hey, doing great, living lavish, ready to get into this crazy weekend of sports, man.
Yes, sir. Nothing can stop us. And as for the Bell, I'm living just fine. As you can see, we're just trying to increase on our quality. Always getting better, trying to bring you guys better quality, better takes, and everything of the nature. But regardless of that, let's get right into the show. Starting with segment number one. You know what it is. It is El Boogie's head coach takes. El Boogie. I see a name. You know, I'm looking at our show prep. I see a team that everybody's not talking about right now. What are we doing with them?
Hey. This week, I'm the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. And the thing with the Colts, they're in an interesting position. You have Anthony Richardson, who's supposed to be the QB of the future. Second year in a row, he's dealing with injuries. And you got Joe Flacco in there, not playing crazy, but winning you football games. So what do you do with this quarterback situation? And my thinking is you take a pseudo Aaron Rodgers approach. You bench Anthony Richardson. You bench him. Make him the second quarterback for the rest of this year. Give him an actual year to learn under a good veteran quarterback like a Joe Flacco. Just because he needs to learn how to adjust his play style and how to play winning football without getting hurt. Because all we've seen from him is sparks of greatness, and then he gets hurt. That's not gonna win any games. So keep him on the bench, let him be healthy, let him learn from Joe. Joe will probably get y'all to 9-7, competing for a wild card spot, and go from there. And maybe next year he'll be better, smarter, and win for y'all.
Assistant consultant Camo, what you got? What do you think? Muted yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, all I was saying was that, Anthony Richardson is a great rusher, and he can throw long bombs. There's no doubt about that, but his game management skills, his short game, actually completing passes, I agree. He needs to sit under a veteran QB. I think that's actually a really smart play. I completely agree.
Okay. I have not paid no attention to the Colts at all. I know that, like you said, Coach, you said another rookie.
He's a second year quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, but he had like an awkward rookie year, right? It was like an injury or like
he played I think 5 games, and then he busted up his shoulder and was out for the rest of the season.
Okay, and is this still in the I know in the NBA it kind of works, kind of like the Ben Simmons rules, but does it still qualify as a rookie year, or is it just like you just busted your rookie year and like you're just a second year player?
I think it still counts. He's effectively a second year quarterback. He's been through 2 training camps. You know, he's a second year player. He's not a rookie.
I ask because I've never like really known when it comes to like a certain amount of games played to be considered. But anyways, second year player. I don't know. Who give me the Colts division. Like the Colts are just so on my back burner.
Listen, and the reason why I say you do this is because really, who's competing in your division? The Houston Texans. And that's about it. Because the Jags are dumpster fire right now. And the Titans, they just beat today, but the Titans haven't been really that good either. So, why not let Joe take the reins, You get second in the division, compete for a wild card.
So, what do you think you're teaching your coach? What do you think you're teaching your player if they're having an injury problem, whether it's nutrition, whether it's, I mean, Mother Nature, just the way your body, what your body could take, compared to being in NFL shape? I don't. You think it's a good idea to take somebody out to develop them to do what though? Because if injuries are the problem, or maybe not having the strongest line, or he is in harm's way, is putting in your backup a good idea, knowing that the backup is the one with the real experience? So is it like we're
I mean,
protecting this dude to develop him to get him what he needs, or is it a excuse kind of gatekeeper way to be like, okay, well, let's try to get everything we need instead of just wasting this talent?
I think it's I think he has a lot to learn in the sense that he keeps getting injuries that are. It's not like he's out of shape. I don't think it's a training thing. Last year was a shoulder. This year it's an oblique injury. He's just taking hits that he shouldn't be taking, and I think it's like his mindset kind of thing. Like in college, he's one of the biggest people on the field. Run through anybody, it's fine. NFL is not the same story. So learn from a guy like Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's not taking any hits, unnecessarily. Yeah, the NFL is not the same story. You can't take hits like that. So and think with Joe Flacco's not taking any unnecessary hits. So I say learn the mindset approach from Joe Flacco. Learn how to be more of a effective pocket passer and use the run not as your main gimmick as like a boost.
Okay, I like
I
that.
think and think of it like this too. Who did Joe Flacco also kind of mentor when they were a rookie? Lamar Jackson. What do we see Lamar doing? Great passer, effective runner. Anthony Richardson can do similar things. He just needs to learn it, and he needs time to learn it.
I'll give it credit there. If they don't have the team, the defense, and everything to like propel forward, then I think it's a good step. I mean, I think it could be a good step, Coach. I don't know. You're the one making the decisions. But moving on, we have our pardon my interruption. We have our NFL Play of the Week, Camo. Let's put you on the spot. What is your NFL Play of the Week?
That's a tough one. I would say I'm gonna get, and we're saying from week 6. We had so many long touchdown passes; it was crazy. Okay, give me whether it was on offense or defense.
What your Play of the Week?
My play of the week.
What did you say? What did you see today that stood out? TikTok live game. What did you see that stuck out?
Honestly, that
I didn't watch too much football today.
No, in the Eagles game, I like that 40-yard touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Honestly, well, actually, and this isn't even just one play, but Baker played his ass off today. Like in all honesty.
Okay.
So Tampa's doing something, but I like the Eagles.
A double header. We got the player of the week, a player of a week, and a play of the week. All right, El Boogie, play of the week.
Play of the week for me, it happened during Sunday Night Football. Joe Burrow's.
Okay. All right. I'll give Abell's play of the week. So my play of the week was, I'm gonna cheat like you did, Camo. My play of the week was actually 2 plays. It was a perfect drive by the Ravens. It was Lamar Jackson throwing to Mark Andrews, and it was like a deep ball that ended up being like a 40-yard reception. And the next play, you got Derrick Henry to like run it in for 20 yards. It's like a perfect sequence. And the only reason they won that game today is because their offense is so unstoppable. I'm talking about score after score, frustration after frustration. Did the Commanders play a great game? Yes, they played an almost perfect game. The problem is that the Ravens played a perfect game. El Boogie, you cut out for a second. What you got? Play of the week.
My bad. It goes to Joe Burrow. Actually, he had a 47-yard rushing touchdown, a career long for him. It's just not something you expect to see. You see the Giants; they sent pressure from one side, the coverage drifted to the same side, and he just took off, hit the pylon.
Okay, El Boogie.
So I give it to Joey Bree.
Yeah, El Boogie with some live updates. We actually watching the game live right now. I'm assuming all of us are. But yeah, do you have a player of the week? Because we kind of cheated a little bit this week.
Oh, a player of the week. I'll give it to my guy Jared Goff.
Okay.
He showed out against the Cowboys on the road. I mean, really the whole Lions team, but Jared Goff has been looking like a franchise quarterback. I'm pretty happy for him.
Nothing. I'm more excited to talk about that, but that's gonna be for later in the show. Anyways, all right, moving right along. We're gonna get right into, believe it or not, our topics of the week. I'm gonna take the first topic of the night. Guys, we are 6 weeks into people's career. Let's focus on the rookies today. We have other rookies who are doing amazing things. How do you feel about what rookies stand out to you this far into the season? What rookies are kind of on the back burner? And how do you guys feel about week 6 rookie quarterbacks? Complete season, their week 6 performance. How do you guys feel about how these rookies are coming out? El Boogie.
I mean, besides Jaden Daniels, the rookies that got playtime at the start of the season, they all started off slow, except for Jaden Daniels. He's looked amazing throughout, pretty much, and getting better and better. But I think we see them now at week 6 for about a third of the way through the season. They're all coming into their own. Caleb Williams, amazing game against the Jags. Bo Nix had his good 2-3 week stretch before this week. Man, who else? Oh, Drake May just got his first start today, and unlike all of the other rookie quarterbacks, he threw 2 touchdowns in his first start. So I
So,
don't know. I feel good about the rookies. I think the future's bright.
is anybody falling on your back burner like a Penix Jr. just because of, I mean, you see the situation he's in? Trying to think of who else is not starting who was drafted in that first round.
I mean, Michael Penix is on the bench behind Kirko Chains, and J.J. McCarthy is injured for the season. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fault either of them. I'm not gonna hold that against them at all because that's just the situation. Um, but yeah, all the rookies that have played, they look really good.
For sure, for sure. Camo, how you feeling about these rookies?
Honestly, yeah, I agree. I think slow start other than Jaden Daniels, and I think we saw glimpses of Caleb like early, and then he kind of faltered off, but he's coming into his own. But honestly, an under like a rookie that kind of actually just started today, Drake May. I mean, I th- I want to talk about him a little bit just because I think it was a smart move to play him. He was slow to start, but honestly, like once he got into the middle of the game, he got that touchdown pass going. I think he has potential to kind of like just be a nice game manager quarterback. So I think he's definitely going under the radar for a lot of people. Um, and that's really about it. I mean, and honestly, when he comes back and he's healthy, Malik Neighbors is just so good, and he can really elevate the Giants. So obviously, like Daniel Jones is still a problem. Their O line is still a problem. Like there's a lot of things the Giants have to fix, but I like Malik Neighbors as well.
Yeah. Well, as far as these QBs, I want to say they're all exciting me. They've all had exciting rookie starts. None of them have been like the storylines of like the rookie quarterback has been awesome this year. It's not just this guy's struggling, this guy's doing really really good. You've seen up and downs from honestly all of them, and it's good to see them all coming into their own. It just makes you think like every, and it also makes me think there's only going to ever be one CJ Stroud. Because even now that these guys are really coming into their own, CJ Stroud was consistent through the whole year, the whole system, the whole team was young. Then you see him this year beating down. I know my question was literally about the quarterbacks, but I love what I'm seeing out of every single rookie quarterback. Specifically, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix. We're Broncos. I'm Broncos fans. El Boogie's Broncos fans. I think we have a somewhat Steelers, but he's really a Broncos fan. Um, I like Bo Nix. It's everything's the first time with him. Sean Payton, I can see how he's like grooming him to be like his Drew Brees version, and there's gonna be some frustrations in there. But even today, it was his first time trying to make a TB12 comeback. In the fourth quarter, it's all brand new to a lot of these quarterbacks. Caleb Williams never been chased down and hunted is bad ever in his first 2 games. But in his first 2 to 3 games, after being hunted that bad, look at them now. Now he's making plays with his feet. Now he's taking a couple hits. Now he's being an effective passer. It's just cool to see them all come into their own. I haven't seen too much on Drake May. He's definitely on my hot list. I see a Drake May who had 5 carries. That's pretty crazy. Um, but I see a Drake May who threw for 3 touchdowns today in a pretty bad loss. So I'm definitely gonna check him out a little bit more, and not to forget there's 2 interceptions on that. So without 2 interceptions, are we looking at like a 35-41? Like that's the difference in that when you have 2 interceptions on there. I definitely want to watch the flow of a Patriots game with their new starting quarterback. So very proud of all the rookie quarterbacks. I think all of them look sustainable going into week 6. So I'm happy to see how they finish out the month. So, but anyways, moving on. All right, El Boogie, what's your topic?
All right, my topic for this week, man. I mentioned Jared Goff earlier. The Lions went into Dallas and absolutely obliterated the Cowboys 47-9 on Jerry Jones' birthday. Just disrespectful. Just disrespectful. So I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? What is wrong with the Cowboys? They were supposed to be good. What happened?
The Cowboys. The Cowboys. Shouts out to the Boston Celtics for finally winning a championship, because there's not 2 teams that I talk more trash about than the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys' problem is that they were having a complete fall off from last year. And honestly, I think I'm not gonna say this is the downfall of the Cowboys, but no, sorry, no, I'm not protecting the Cowboys. This is the downfall of the Cowboys. When you could have paid $6 million to have Derrick Henry on your team and being a very strong supporting cast member to your pocket passing, able to get out the pocket, play making quarterback, and you end up with the same running back that you had 4 years ago that you should have just gave him his money, and he's at a bigger decline than a Derrick Henry, and you're giving him $2 to $3 million. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 million. I think it's 4 million. There's a real issue, because your downfall was everything that you lost in the offseason, not coming back with a better system, but the same system, and thinking that the whole league isn't going to develop, specifically your division. The downfall is coming from them thinking that they were going to be what they were last year. We just have to get luckier in the playoffs. That's not how it's going to work. Teams are going to get better. Teams are going to remember how well you did something, and they're going to expose you for that. And in the Dallas Cowboys situation, the American team situation, they're doing it best at their house. They're getting beat down at their home, where they stay, where they drive a couple hours away, and not even hours, a couple minutes away to get to their mansions. For all the longer Cowboys who've been there, Dak Prescott. I just feel like they're really schemed and planned against so well. And I don't think that they tried to come back as a different team or a better team. They tried to come back as the same team who just took a rough playoff loss. And sadly, they've kind of been doing that for years now, and I just think it's fully exposed this year. What you think, Cam?
I'm not gonna lie. I think one thing that the Cowboys really didn't expect is for their defense to get exposed. Obviously, there are some big injuries as of right now. Yeah, so that's also a factor. But teams just have been able to read every single scheme that they've been trying to run on the defensive side. And they've just been getting exposed there. So I think that needs to be fixed first and foremost for the Cowboys. As far as the offensive side is concerned, it kind of gets tougher because CD has his money, Dak has his money, and your O-line is pretty it's decent. Like it's not the best in the world, but it is like good. It is like a better one. So Dak has time to throw. He just he needs to make better decisions on like who he's passing to, because he's thrown like how many interceptions in the last 2 games? Was it 3? He threw 1 earlier. I can't remember how many he threw today.
Back stats.
He threw 2 today.
2 today, and I think 2 last week, right? Yeah. No, so it's,
damn, 9-47. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Like they took all the starters out beginning of the 4th quarter. Like it was.
Mm-hmm. It was bad. Yeah.
And I think the Steelers could have won that game, but they played well. It's just you're looking at like it feels like a 1-5 team. Oh, Boogie, what do you think, man? Give us your take. This is your topic.
This is disrespectful. They did it on Jerry Jones' birthday. It was his birthday today. Like they gave him a cake and everything. It's a good thing they gave him the cake before the game, because after the game, it's like, oh god. But I mean, yeah, their defense has regressed so bad, and it's probably because they lost Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was their defensive coordinator the last 3 years. They had a top five defense the last 3 years. He goes to Washington, and they bring in Mike Zimmer to take his place, but that defense does not look the same. It's like the same names, same players, and not the same result. They can't stop the run at all. It's like 4 weeks or 3 weeks in a row where teams have put up over 150 rushing yards on them. Alvin Kamara, 180 yards, 4 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, like 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Let me look up what the Lions did to him today. The Lions put up over 180 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Like, they're just not playing hard on defense. They just aren't.
You guys are giving their poor defense way too much credit. Do you think offensively they are where they need to be? Do you think that Dak needs to be able to put 30 points up in the fourth or third and fourth quarter to be able to get back into the game like they did against the Ravens? It's taken the offense a lot of time, and they're not putting their defense in good positions. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like every single drive starts at 30 for these teams who are putting up numbers on them. That's not how this is working.
Yeah, but stopping the run is an effort thing. That is an effort. That's getting off of blocks. That's coming up and making a tackle. They're not doing that, so that's an effort. But that is defense. The offense, we do need some answers from Dak. You know, I saw one of the picks today. It was a terrible overthrow that just got picked off. Like, honestly, dude, you're getting paid $60 million a year. Historic money is entering your bank account, and you are poo-pooing on the field. You know,
right.
I feel like the Cowboys are in a bad spot, low key, because your offense isn't producing, and now you have a top-paid wide receiver, a top-paid quarterback. What are you gonna do with Micah next year? Fuck. That was a short one. Okay, yeah, you have a top-paid quarterback, top-paid wide receiver. You have to pay Micah Parsons next year. There's not going to be money to fix this team. So, I don't know. The coaches got to snap their fingers, work their magic, do something, because something's wrong there.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I'm gonna add a little add-on question to this one. Where do the Cowboys finish this year? Playoffs or no playoffs? Week 6. We got we got more. We got 11 weeks left. Where do the Cowboys finish? I think we have 12. 11 weeks left. Where do the Cowboys finish?
I need to look at their schedule just to see, because, oh, man. Their schedule is
It's worse.
bad. It's
I
bad.
just
When
want to
you
call out
remember
their
that...
three and... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
When you remember that they have the Commanders and the Eagles, and they have to play the Texans, the Niners, and the Bengals, they might not make the playoffs.
I'm very excited to see how they respond at this Falcons game. The 49ers game, I have no faith in them winning. I would love to see how they play against a rising Falcons team and a declining Cowboys team in Atlanta. Sounds like a hell of a game. 49ers, I think they're steaming, and the Cowboys are the team to steamroll. So that doesn't look good for next week. They could get blown out again. I want to see how they respond to this season against the Falcons. And sadly, we have an Eagles who just won, and if they could pick up steam, that game looks scary too. Camo, what you think? Where do you think they finish?
I just want to call out that they are they're 3 losses at home and 3 wins on the road. So I don't know how many of their upcoming games are on the road, but I think this is going to be.
They're just the Broncos. They're just the Broncos.
We're talking
just the Broncos.
blowouts
They're
now.
just the
The Ravens game was like 28-3 going into the third or fourth quarter. So I'm like, just to throw that out there, we're talking 3 blowouts at homes in America Stadium.
Yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to say they're going to be fighting hard for a wild card spot. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to be in that little fight.
Hey, keep in mind the landscape of the NFC though. I think 3 teams from the NFC North are going to make the playoffs. When you think about the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears, I see 3 of those teams in the playoffs. So there's really
If
only going to be
anybody falls
one
off,
wild
it's
card
Packers.
spot left. But still, like I see 3 teams coming from that division.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are.
The Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys this year. All right. Moving on. Our last topic before we have our group topic. Camo, what you got for us?
All right, let's talk about a team that doesn't need to change defensive coordinators, the Cleveland Browns. Now, I want to talk about something very, and I'm sure everyone here is aware, but they do not have the best record right now. And their offense is poo-poo, as Abell has been saying. And honestly, it comes down to this. At this point, the question has been, why has Deshaun Watson not been benched? Whose fault is it? Like, in all honesty, like, I think Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, first off, he's a former offensive coordinator. How is your offense this terrible going into week 6? And what is their record now? Are they 1-5?
They are 1-5, correct?
They are 1-5, and I'm just wondering why no intention to figure out if you should be benching Watson at this point has been made. I just want to know why no decision has, like, no actual thought has been given to it, because they are adamant about starting him, and I want to know why.
Where I'm not going to answer your question, I'm going to ask El Boogie one. El Boogie, how do you feel about losing $45 million this year to Russell Wilson?
Even though we are losing that money, the Broncos are still playing. I think you have to get, players who aren't big names to outperform their contracts in order to be relevant. But the Broncos are doing just fine with that big cap hit.
How do you think the Steelers are doing after this Pickens situation? Not George Pickens. What was their quarterback last year? The white boy?
Kenny
Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett.
How do you think the Steelers feel about that? They got Russ on a veteran minimum. They got Justin Fields on a solid contract. How do you think the Steelers feel?
They probably feel pretty good. I mean, they have flexibility because both the quarterbacks are on a 1-year deal and very cheap. And I don't know. I feel like they're looking good.
My point, I'm just going to use those 2 examples because I could keep going. My point is, it's okay to admit that you're wrong. It's okay to make a $45 million mistake when you're a $1 billion industry or a part of a billions of dollar industry and you're a billionaire who probably owns the team. It's okay. Just admit your mistake. But don't go out there when historically your fans put on the brown bag and use it as a symbol as like, we suck, but we're still going to ride for our team. No, just understand. And I mean, you want to talk about the Browns having a rough streak for years and years and years. It's okay. It's okay to restart. It's okay to get hit over the head for $45 million, especially when money's not a thing to you in the grand scheme of things, and you have to rebuild a franchise again. The 2 teams that I just named, it's okay to just move on. I think it's a reflection of coaching. I think it's a reflection of management, and most importantly, ownership. It's okay to fire a quarterback. I mean, it's okay to move a quarterback and fire a head coach who you've been with for 20 years. I'm talking about the Patriots. It is okay. What is the issue with not being able to move on? So now I just turned it back into the same question that Camo asked. What is the issue? We want to see Jameis Winston do something goofy, win football games, throw touchdowns, and throw interceptions. Because sadly, that's everything that he's going to do. And that's still going to be way more than what Deshaun Watson's giving. El Boogie, what do you think?
To answer Cameron's question, it is the money. It's too much guaranteed money for him to not be playing. But, and Abell, you brought up the Broncos, right? This is not the Broncos situation. Because
way worse.
When the Broncos cut Russell Wilson, it was $45 million cap hit, historic cap hit. If the Browns cut Deshaun Watson today, it'd be $80 million for 2 years. of a cap hit. And the issue with that is not only are you not able to go out and get people with that big of a cap hit, they're probably going to have to let go of some of their talented players. Like I could see them if they did that, they might have to let go of a Garrett Wilson. I mean, sorry, not Garrett Wilson, Miles Garrett, of a Miles Garrett. They might have to let go of some of their good corners because they can't. That cap hit is so big and it's for multiple years. So that's why I think they're not trying to do that. When the Broncos did it, yeah, it was 45 million, but we weren't paying anybody big money. We were paying like a tackle, maybe. Patrick Surtain wasn't getting paid. So it was like, all right, fine, we'll just get some low-level players to ball out for us. The Browns would be they're going to start a team of all rookies on rookie deal. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's the kind of setback that would happen if you released him. Now, do I think he should be benched? Absolutely. Put Jameson there. But cut? I don't know, man. I don't know.
So do you see them doing this similar thing with Russ, waiting for his last year of his contract? That way you take half of that hit, and then like protecting him towards the end of the season after stinking it up for another year if he does.
I mean, really, I don't know because it's different from the Russ one because it's just a one. They have 2 years, so Deshaun Watson has to be on that roster this year and the next 2 years, or else it's a huge hit. Yeah, it's this year and the next 2 years, or else it's a huge hit. So that's why I'm saying you bench him. You bench him because who's going
to have fun? Shit, it's the Browns. Like, there's no Super Bowl in sight. Let's have some fun, man. Amari Cooper, you play in the league once. Let him get the ball to somebody who's either it's gonna be an interception, it's gonna be a ridiculous overthrow, or it's gonna be a dart. Because Deshaun Watson's not giving him none of the three.
I agree. And for those of you in the audience that don't know the number, I believe it's 5 years, $230 million, all of it guaranteed. All of it. Ridiculous. I don't think there's any other contract that's been like that in the NFL.
Well, actually, Dak's is close. Because Dak got the 4 years, 240, but 231 guaranteed. So you're close to fully at that point. So getting off of Dak's going to be hard too, but that's a Cowboys problem for the future.
Yeah, that is a Jerry Jones problem.
Okay. All right. Well, Camo. So, answering your own question, what do you think? You kind of just threw some insight on it, but
yeah. So answering my own question, honestly, this is all on Stefanski, in my opinion. Why are you not benching him? Bench him. This is your call to make. This is what you are paid for. Make that call. And like you said before, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to admit that you're wrong. It happens. It really does happen in the world of sports all the time. So either admit it and do it and take less of a fall, or just ride it through the whole season and see how that works out for you. It's not really going to work great, and you're going to take a harder fall. To use an expression, he's going to have to. I think Stefanski's going to fall on the sword by the end of the season. Essentially, I think it's going to be him and not really Deshaun. And
you think this is the fastest way to straighten up their season? Because I believe that.
Right now,
I think that's the fastest option. That's the fastest decision you can make to change anything: the storylines, the headlines, the media.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what they should do, and I don't know why they are so stubborn about it.
You don't think it's the owner? You don't think it's the owner pinning Stefanski's arm behind his back, saying, "Hey, man, I'm paying this dude. You can't. Hey, he better be on the field." Because Stefanski has a boss. He has a boss. He has to answer to.
Yeah, he could be on the field. He could be on the sideline. He's still on the field, right?
Hey, that's one argument. I agree with you. I think that's what should happen, but I think we're seeing I think Stefanski's kind of a puppet right now, unfortunately.
All right, we're going to do NFL Week 6 Fast Track. I'm going to say 2 teams. You guys are going to say 1 or 2 words about, or a sentence, about each game, and we'll probably wrap up right after that. All right, starting with 49ers Seahawks, El Boogie. 1 to 2 words or 1 sentence.
Ooh. The Geno experience. Geno gone.
Camo. Keep it going. Camo.
Hawks are frauds.
Jaguars and Bears. 35-16. El Boogie.
Trade Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh. Camo.
I hate you, Tank Bigsby.
Buccaneers Saints 51-27. El Boogie.
Big summer blowout.
Camo.
Ooh. Give me the team. Sorry, I missed the last part. Give me the last team.
Buccaneers and Saints 51-27. Bad beatdown. Give me 2 words, 1 to 2 words or a sentence.
The Baker special, dude. I swear.
Best said. Commanders versus the Ravens. Ravens 30, Commanders 23. El Boogie.
Game of the week.
Nice. Camo.
I say Clash of the Titans.
Nice. Cardinals versus Packers. We should have talked about this one, but we're gonna save it for next week. Hopefully they get their shit together. Packers 34, Cardinals 13. El Boogie.
Gangrene.
El Boog. I mean Camos.
Cardinals, get your run game together.
I got something to say. Cardinals, what is going on? Colts versus Titans. Close game. Colts 20, Titans 17. El Boogie.
Me master Will Levis.
Camo.
I say shout out to Tony Pollard.
Shouts out Tony Pollard, man. Brand new contract, brand new team. Why did the Cowboys resign? Why did they do that? Stupid. Anyways, Texans, Patriots. Texans 41, Patriots 21. El Boogie.
Nico Collins, who?
Camo.
Tank Dell. You're my guy.
The Bell. The Texans are him. If a team could be him, the Texans are him. Browns 16, Eagles 20. El Boogie.
Jalen Hurts revenge tour.
Camo.
Sirianni, figure your shit out.
There's a tough one. All right, Chargers, Broncos. Chargers 23, Broncos 16. El Boogie.
We miss you, Patrick.
Camo.
Bo Nix, you're surprising me. Keep that up.
The Bell. Learning lessons. Steelers versus Raiders. Steelers cooking. 32. Raiders 13. El Boogie.
The Raiders are imploding.
Camo.
Steelers, please keep the curtain consistent on defense.
We got one of the best coaches in the game. Don't have to worry about that. Falcons. This is not that interesting. Falcons versus Panthers. Falcons 38, Panthers 20. Panthers have some kicks early.
Kirk, where my 500 at?
Camo.
Kirko Chains!
Yeah, that one was close for a while. Oh my God, this is my favorite one. Let's make this one 2 sentences. Lions, Cowboys. Lions 47, Cowboys 9. El Boogie.
On Jerry Jones' birthday? That's messed up, man.
Camo.
All I can say is I will be watching First Take tomorrow. Sorry, Dak.
The Bell. I am excited to watch First Take tomorrow. Everybody wear your cowboy house to work. Alrighty. We have finished Sunday Night Football during this show, actually. Bengals 17, Giants 7. El Boogie.
Shador to New York.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Camo.
I sorry, I will respond to that thing first. Shador to Miami, actually. I take it. I kind of
Ooh.
want that. However, as far as this game tonight, I, I mean,
Who
Danny
cares?
Dimes, Danny Dimes,
Yeah.
Danny
All right.
Dimes.
All right. And before we wrap up the show, tomorrow's prediction, we got one more game on the slate. We got the Bills versus Jets. El Boogie, who you got?
This is a controversial one. The Jets let go of Robert Saleh this week, who I don't think deserved to get fired. So new head coach, maybe a new culture for the Jets. If the Jets win, they're first in the division. I'm thinking the Jets. I think they pull it together because if they don't, it'll be comical. It'll be freaking hilarious. So I think the Jets pull it together. Their run game improves and they win.
Camo.
Uh, my thing is, while you're searching for a head coach, please do not go for Belichick. All right, don't do it. It would be the funniest thing in the world, but please don't do it.
All
And
right.
I hope they fix their run game. That is the one thing they do need to get going.
And the Bill. I actually am going to take the Bills, but I feel like historically, after a team fires a coach, they generally do better that next week. They even get their first win, or assuming that the coach is doing that terrible. I have no fact behind that. I have no statistics or stats or anything like that. I want the Jets to win just to like release something more positive. But yeah, the Bills are about to just really just go in there and score however they want, whenever they want, and only have one side of the field shut down. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm taking a solid road game against a team that is trying to rebuild something. Camo, any words for the fans? You will be back on the first week of next month. Anything you got to say to the people?
Let's just say, be ready for more coaches to be on the hot seat in the future for this season. And
Oh,
also, shout out to NBA. We're coming up on it, so get ready for that.
yes, sir. Camo's probably going to be the manager of our fantasy league, as he is for our NFL fantasy. We appreciate you dearly for coming to the show. But El Boogie, go ahead and take us out if you can, please.
Hey, shout out Camo for joining. Shout out to the fans for tuning in. We appreciate y'all as always. Make sure you watch the full video on YouTube. Check out the clips on TikTok. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let us know where we're right. Let us know where we're wrong. We appreciate it all. But we'll see y'all same time, same place next week.
Peace.